This is an accessible video for learners with visual impairment. Welcome to the world of science. Today, we are going to talk about plate boundaries, a lesson for your module on Earth and space. The objectives of this lesson are to identify and describe the different processes that occur along the plate boundaries, and to explain what happens along plate boundaries and identify the landforms associated with it. Are you ready to listen? Let's begin! An animation of the spinning Earth is shown. Everything we learned about the Earth has been long studied by geologists. Until now, they continue to discover magnificent events about the Earth. Let's recall what you have learned in your previous lessons. First, the Earth is not firmly round and solid. There are some soft, flat, and bulging parts. In fact, we can compare it to an overly ripe orange fruit. This shape is called an oblate spheroid. Secondly, the Earth has also many cracks and lines where movements are observed. These are called fault lines. A fault is a weak zone in the Earth's crust where the rock layers have broken and slipped apart. Wherever the fault is, the two edges of plates can also be seen. What are these edges called? These edges are called tectonic plate boundaries. Tectonic plate boundaries are the places where two leading plates meet. Let's compare the plates to a peeled orange, poncan, or a dalandan. Have you tried peeling any of these fruits? On the video, the peelings of an orange which were put back is shown. Think of the time that you are peeling an orange. Each section or peeling can be likened to a plate. The border are the edges, and these are rough and uneven. When you put the peelings back, there are now cracks along where the plates meet. These are called tectonic plate boundaries. In fact, the whole land around us is the result of moving plates. What happens along the plate boundaries? Let's recall that a plate is a mass of land and there are different types of plate boundaries. First, the convergent boundary happens when two plates meet or collide. Second, the divergent boundary is observed when two plates move or drift away from each other. And third, the transform boundary occurs when two plates slip through or slide past each other. Take note that the types of landforms created on plate boundaries depend on the type of crust involved. What do we mean? For example, on the video, two continental crusts collide. Therefore, it is a convergent plate boundary. If two continental plates crash into each other, they will crumple and fold. The crust where the two plates meet will be forced up, mountains will be formed, and earthquakes can happen. However, when a heavy oceanic plate collides with a lighter continental plate, the oceanic plate, which is heavier, sinks into the mantle. Here, earthquakes occur and molten magma forms and rises to Earth's surface to cause an explosive volcanic eruption. This action is called subduction. Subduction happens when a heavier plate sinks below a lighter plate. How about divergent plate boundaries? When huge masses of crust are moving apart, distinct geological features happen in the space left between them. As the two oceanic plates pull apart, a crack in the ocean floor appears. Then, magma oozes out from the mantle to fill in the space between the two plates, forming a mid-oceanic ridge. However, when both two continental crusts diverge, rift valleys will form. Water will rush in to fill in the space, forming a new ocean basin in the rift. Simply, divergent plate boundaries lead to the formation of new crust or land. Lastly, when plates neither collide or move away, it is an example of a transform plate boundary. The plates grind past each other in horizontal direction. This results to fault or fractures that may produce shallow earthquakes. Let's summarize today's lesson. Always remember that the Earth's crust is broken into plates that move around relative to each other. As the result of these movements, three types of boundaries are formed: convergent, divergent, and transform plate boundary. The movement of plates along the tectonic plate boundaries is responsible for the formation of ocean basins, mountain ranges, island volcanoes, and earthquakes. I hope you were able to understand today's lesson. Thank you for listening.